You know, after years of helping people downsize here on the Mornington Peninsula, I keep hearing the same 4 confessions over and over. If you're anything like Diane and Peter, sitting in a family home in Mornington that's starting to feel too much, you might already be caught up with the emotions. Part of you knows you can't keep this up forever. The other part feels glued to the memories in the walls and a bit scared of making the wrong move. In this video, I'm going to share what real downsizers have told me they wish they'd known before they sold. I've talked about number 2 before, but stick with me because number 4 will really make you stop and think. I'm also going to give you the simple steps that would have made their move a lot less stressful. If you're trying to work out, is it time and how do we do this without making a mess of it, then stay with me because this is exactly for you. I've sat at a lot of kitchen tables listening to the I wish we'd known stories. And my hope is that by the end of this video, you'll feel clearer, calmer, and a step ahead. And just as quickly, if you're even thinking about downsizing in the next few years, I've put together a simple downsizer timeline checklist. It walks you through what to do 12 to 24 months out, 6 months out, and right before you move. I'll pop the link in the description below so you can download it after you've watched this video. Alright, let's start with the confession I hear the most. Confession number 1, we left it too late. The first concession goes something like this. We should have done this 3 years ago. On paper, their timing looks fine. The kids are long gone, the garden's getting away from them, and the stairs are feeling steeper every winter. But what they tell me is the house didn't suddenly become too much, it crept up on them. By the time they admitted it, their energy and health weren't what they used to be. The move became something they had to push through, not something they could enjoy. Here's what they wish they'd known. Number 1, downsizing is easier when you still feel fairly fit and independent. Packing, decluttering, making decisions, it all takes a surprising amount of energy. Do it while you still feel on top of things, gives you more control and less panic. Number 2, starting earlier gives you more choice. When you're not desperate, you can wait for the right single level unit or the right villa near the beach or Mornington Main Street instead of grabbing whatever is available just because you can't cope anymore. Number 3, you don't get back the years you spend waiting. A lot of couples tell me they wish they had done those extra years closer to the grandkids or walking to the cafes instead of mowing the lawns and worrying about gutters. So if you're watching this thinking, we're not quite ready yet, but we're getting there, that's actually the perfect time to start lightly. 1 room at a time, 1 honest conversation at a time, 1 coffee in your favourite future suburb at a time. I can assure you, your future you will thank you. Confession number 2, we weren't ready for the emotions. The second confession is rarely about money. It's about the heart. People will say to me, we felt silly crying over cupboards. I didn't expect to feel that I was losing a part of who I am. Sorting through the kids' things almost broke me. The truth is, your home has been the backdrop to your life. Birthdays, Christmas lunches, first days of school, late night cups of tea when you couldn't sleep. Here's what downsizers on the Mornington Peninsula wish they'd known about the emotional side. Number 1, it's completely normal to grieve. You're not just selling bricks and mortar. You're closing a chapter. Grief doesn't mean you're making the wrong decision. It means the chapter mattered. Number 2, the stuff isn't just stuff. It's the kids' artwork, the holiday souvenirs, the box of old trophies. When you're tired, it's easy for sorting to turn into snapping at each other or shutting down. Number 3, family opinions can add extra pressure. Adult children can mean well and still say unhelpful things like, I just chuck it, mum, or you can't sell the family home, which leaves you stuck in the middle. So what helps? Give yourselves permission to take it slower than you think. You don't have to sort 40 years in a weekend. Do 1 cupboard, 1 box, and then stop. Create a memory box for each person. Instead of keeping 20 things, choose the 3 that really matter. Photos, a letter, 1 special object, and let those represent the memory. Have a no judgment rule. If something is deeply important to one of you and it fits in the new home, it stays, full stop. Downsizers often tell me If we'd known how emotional it would be, we'd have been kinder to ourselves and to each other. The third confession is very practical. We thought downsizing would automatically save us money, but we didn't factor in all the extra costs. On the big picture, yes, smaller homes usually mean lower bills and less maintenance. But in the short term, there are lots of smaller expenses that can add up if you're not prepared. Things people often forget to budget for. Pre-sale costs, which equals minor repairs, gardening, maybe some fresh paint or styling. The moving costs, removalists, the packing materials, maybe storage if there's a gap between settlements, and then setting up the new place. Curtains that don't fit, a smaller dining table, new white goods, and then of course ongoing fees. Body corporate, owners corporation fees, strata or retirement village fees if you're going into a retirement community. None of these are bad. They're just less stressful when you see them coming. What they wish they'd done earlier. Firstly, sat down and written out a simple downsizing budget. Not in every detail, but a realistic ballpark for the selling costs, the moving costs, setting up the new place, and a buffer. Number 2, talk to a financial advisor or Centrelink savvy professional, especially if pension, super, or investments are involved. Understanding what the sale proceeds mean for your income can change the timing and the strategy. Thirdly, kept a buffer. Even just knowing we've set aside X for expenses takes pressure off when something unexpected pops up. Think of it like this. Downsizing is an investment in your future lifestyle, and every good investment starts with a clear picture of the numbers. So the fourth confession is the one that stings the most. We love the idea of where we moved, but the reality doesn't work. Sometimes the new home looks beautiful in photos, but in day-to-day life, there are 3 steps up to the front door. The driveway is steeper than it seemed at the open home. The doctors, shops or grandkids are just that little bit too far away. Or it's on a main road that's noisier than they expected. So here's what they wish they'd known. 1. Future-proofing matters as much as looks. Single level, flat access, a decent bathroom layout, wide hallways. Those things are boring on a brochure, but brilliant in real life. 2. Location isn't just nice views. It's being able to walk to the chemist, get to the doctor quickly, hop in the car and see the grandkids without it feeling like a trek. 3. You can test drive a new area. Go there on a cold Wednesday afternoon, not just a sunny Saturday. Have a coffee, walk through the streets, see who's around. Ask yourself, can I see us living ordinary days here? When we work with downsizers, we often make a little checklist together. Flat or gently sloping access. Minimal stairs inside. Space for visitors or grandkids. Storage for the things that truly matter. And close to the services you use most. Because moving once is plenty. You don't want to be back in the market 3 years later because the home you chose doesn't really fit your life. So let's pull this together into a simple action plan based on what real downsizers wish they'd known. 1. Start earlier than feels comfortable. When you first start saying, maybe we should think about it, that's your cue, not the moment you're completely exhausted. 2. Tackle decluttering in tiny pieces. 1 drawer, 1 box, 1 shelf. Set a 20-minute timer and stop when it rings. Progress over perfection. Number 3, get your numbers clear. Have a rough budget for selling, moving and setting up. Talk to a financial advisor if pension or super are involved. 4, test drive your future lifestyle. Spend time in the suburbs or villages you're considering. Look at access, services, and how the place feels on an ordinary day. 5, use tools that make this easier. And that's exactly why I created the Downsizer Timeline Checklist, so you're not trying to hold all this in your head. Again, the link is in the description and you can download it and work through it at your own pace over a cuppa. So, those are the big confessions I hear from downsizers. We left it too late. We weren't ready for how emotional it would be. We underestimated the costs and the lifestyle shift, and sometimes I hear, we didn't choose the right place the first time. My goal is that you don't have to say those same words in a few years' time. If you've already downsized or you're in the middle of thinking about it, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. What do you wish you'd known earlier? Or what's the one thing that's worrying you the most right now? Your story might be exactly what another couple needs to hear. And when you're ready to go a bit deeper into timing, when to actually make the move, make sure you download that Downsizer timeline checklist below. And you can also watch my video on downsizing at 65, what I wish my clients knew before selling, which I'll link on the screen now. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.